I'm Julia Sondu, showing you where development is happening. Please come and join us. British warships, aircraft, and a force of Royal Marines are joining a U.S. Navy carrier strike group in waters near Israel. The British military is deploying warships, surveillance aircraft, and a company of Royal Marines to the eastern Mediterranean, where they're set to join a U.S. Navy carrier strike group sent to prevent Israel's war with Hamas from worsening and expanding into a broader conflict. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak directed military assets to the region to support Israel, reinforce regional stability, and prevent escalation, said a government statement shared with Insider on Thursday. In doing so, the UK is the second NATO member after the US to bolster its security presence in the region in the wake of the brutal Hamas attacks last weekend. Maritime patrol and surveillance aircraft will begin flying in the region from Friday to track threats to regional stability such as the transfer of weapons to groups, the UK government said. Meanwhile, a Royal Navy task group will be moved to the eastern Mediterranean next week as a contingency measure to support humanitarian efforts. The government said the military package would be on standby to deliver support to Israel and its partners and provide deterrence. It includes P-8 patrol and reconnaissance aircraft, surveillance assets, 3 helicopters, a company of Royal Marines, and 2 Royal Navy ships, the landing ship RFA Lime Bay and the casualty receiving ship RFA Argus. Sunak also asked that military teams in Israel and in other countries in the region be bolstered to support contingency planning and to help neighboring countries manage any external effects that are a result of the conflict, the government statement said. We must be unequivocal in making sure the types of scenes we have seen this week will not be repeated. Alongside our allies, the deployment of our world-class military will support efforts to ensure regional stability and prevent further escalation, Sunak said, adding that the UK's military and diplomatic teams were working to re-establish security and push for the distribution of humanitarian aid. The UK assets are set to join a heavily armed US Navy carrier strike group that was dispatched by the Pentagon on Sunday and arrived in the region on Tuesday. The USS Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group includes the USS Gerald R. Ford, an advanced, first-in-class aircraft carrier, the USS Normandy, a guided missile cruiser, and the USS Thomas Hudner, USS Ramage, USS Carney, and USS Roosevelt, which are guided missile destroyers. US Central Command said it was also working to move fighter jets into the region, including F-15s, F-16s, and A-10s. Hamas militants on Saturday launched a series of surprise attacks against Israel from land, air, and sea. In the densely populated Gaza Strip. The Israeli government responded to the assault by declaring war on Hamas and has bombarded Gaza relentlessly for 6 straight days, hitting what the Israel Defense Forces said were nearly 2,700 Hamas targets. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to rubble. Israeli officials said the aerial campaign was just the start of the offensive, which they said would likely be followed by a major ground invasion of Gaza. In the meantime, the IDF has mobilized hundreds of thousands of troops, alongside heavy firepower, near the coastal enclave. US and UK officials have said the movement of firepower to the eastern Mediterranean is meant to send a message to Israel's other adversaries in the region, including Iran and groups backed by Tehran, which includes Hamas and Lebanon's Hezbollah. The message is that these groups should not look to exploit the situation by adding to the conflict. Sporadic fighting along Israel's northern border with Lebanon has sparked fears that a second front may open up, potentially sending the war spiraling into a regional conflict. Israel's international partners have continued to provide support. In Washington's case, this includes ongoing weapons shipments and the delivery of munitions and Iron Dome interceptors. The monstrous attacks committed by Hamas in recent days have proven why the UK must support Israel's absolute right to self-defense and deter malign external interference, UK Defense Secretary Grant Shapps said. No nation should stand alone in the face of such, and today's deployment will ensure Israel does not. The Royal Navy Task Group, RAF operations and our wider military support will be an undeniable display of the UK's resolve to ensure Hamas's terrorist campaign fails, whilst reminding those who seek to inflame tensions that the forces of freedom stand with the Israeli people, he added. On the 11th of October 2023, Foreign Secretary visits Israel to underline UK's unwavering solidarity. Foreign Secretary James Cleverly visited Tel Aviv, Jerusalem and southern Israel to underline UK's unwavering solidarity. The Foreign Secretary visited Tel Aviv, Jerusalem and southern Israel the 11th of October 2023, days after Hamas launched an attack on the country. Demonstrating the UK's solidarity with Israel and its fundamental right to defend itself against Hamas, James cleverly underlined the UK's support in meeting with President Herzog. They discussed the UK and Israel's ongoing security. He also travelled with Foreign Minister Eli Cohen to the southern Israeli village of Ofakim to witness firsthand the devastation caused by Hamas. On the first visit by a foreign minister to a site of the attacks, Cleverly met survivors to emphasise that the UK stands with them against terrorism. Foreign Secretary James Cleverly said, "I'm in Israel today to show the UK's unwavering support for Israel. The facts are clear. Israel has the right to defend itself. Hamas and Hamas alone are responsible and accountable for these appalling attacks. They must never be allowed to prevail." Since the attacks, the Foreign Secretary has spoken to counterparts from the United States, Jordan, Egypt, Germany, Turkey, Oman, the U.A.E., Italy, the EU, Saudi Arabia, and the Palestinian Authority. He will continue to stay in contact with international leaders over the coming days and weeks. British Foreign Minister James Cleverly took shelter as a siren went off during his visit to Israel on Wednesday, a video clip posted on social media by the Israeli Foreign Ministry showed. Cleverly, who is visiting Israel to show solidarity following attacks by Palestinian militant group Hamas, could be seen running into a building in Ofakim in southern Israel. A siren, which the ministry said warned of incoming Hamas rocket fire, rang out in the background. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.